things that the team has done together.
And there's Jazreel Tan, a brilliant junior bowler for Wichita State. 2 300s in her career, a high series of 804. Amateur Bowler of the Year in 2011 BWAA. And she has had success not just in the United States, but around the globe. And she will watch. Well, that made some people very happy and other people in the world of sports unhappy with that JETS chant. But of course, we're looking at Georgia Drews from Newman University. And a solid start, taking down a reluctant 7-pin for the Wichitan. Is that the way you're supposed to say it? Wichitan, okay.
Yeah. It's a great shot here. She's moved in way left from the practice pairs, doing the same thing that Lisa Bolton did earlier, playing about 17, not giving the pocket away much. A great opening shot for another player that's admitted to being very nervous.
And the lights will do that to you. Well, no surprise, 10 straight back for the 2-time Player of the Year, and she looked very comfortable on that shot.
Well, much like Katie, she can create a lot of back-end reaction, can really open up the lane, and she struggled throughout the first part of practice as she adjusted from the practice pairs offset to down here onset. At the end, she switched to a ball that rolled a little sooner, let her stay a little closer to the head pin, and she'll have to go into shot maker mode, but this is part of the reason why she's a 2-time Player of the Year. She can be both.
Little high, but she got a trip on the 4. And she opens with a double.
Well, this shot's a little bit high. Watch the 2-pin. Second one from the center. To the wall, takes out the 7, back up into the 4. She knows she got a little break there.
Georgia Drews is a grad student. Do you see what she's done in the tournament so far? Okay, it's on. For bowling news from around the world, plus great tips and video, log on to the new and improved bowl.com, the official website of the United States Bowling Congress. We talk about experience. Georgia Drews, a second-year grad student, bowling at the collegiate level for a while. Her husband, Chris Drews, Wichita State bowler. So it's not as if this environment is foreign to her. And the messenger is not going to get there in time.
Boy, very impressed with these 3 shots. All of them right on line. Using a very low RG ball that she can control the pocket with. Still gives her some pop through the pins. And actually almost got a lucky break on the 10 there too.
And takes it down. So a steady start, Jazz Tan off to a double, and Georgia Drews double with a spare. So a clean start for both players in this semifinal, with the winner to play Elise Bolton for the championship. What a steady performance by both Georgia Drews and Jazreel Tan. Not even a hint of a split. All the spares have been nailed, and this match virtually even. Really, really well bowled. And if there's any nervousness, Chris, with these players, we're not seeing it.
Not really at all. It's they've made some nice adjustments. They've made really great adjustments to the pattern itself being so much tighter than what they qualified on.
Tan with the 11-pin lead. Opened with 3 straight. A lot of power there. And this is how the two-time player of the year got here. #1 qualifier, just 206.5, and defeated Brittany Hart comfortably to make it to the semifinals. The winner of this match will take on Nebraska's Elise Bolton. And Jazreel Tan's been battling a problem with her right wrist. Basically, the only remedy is rest, which there isn't a lot of until the season's completely over. Seven pin will not go. Now you're going to get a look at a very interesting spare ball if she decides to bring it out. And there it is. Did you design that, Chris? That looks like something you would have thought of.
Happy-go-lucky.
That's you. She also has a smiley face. Looks like it's a stamp on. There you go. And then we're going to show you her friends that she brought along. She didn't bring any family along. And no trouble there, as both these players have been super steady shot makers. Meet Tostido, that's the dog on the left, and Milo, that's the pink outfitted pup. Tostido actually belongs to her teammate Kelsey Muter in Wichita State. Now Georgia Drews opted for the traditional mom and dad, Randy and Tony, whom you see in the background there. These two have just been wonderful to watch. It's been a great match. Randy and Tony would agree.
What a fantastic shot that was right there. High flush, the double cuts the lead down to 1.
Now George's husband could not be here. Here's a shock, bowling. So he couldn't make it. Down by just 1. One ball better than the next.
To take the lead. Right, and that's a huge shot because Jazreel has not struck on the left lane the last 3 times. Very deliberate, perfect right over the 18th board. Again, high flush at 17.5.
JETS, 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 Jets of Newman University there.
Down by 9. 9th frame. She has to throw a double to put some pressure back on her, and she has not struck in the left lane the last 3 shots.
We expect nothing less from the two-time player of the year to come through with a pressure strike. But now she crosses over to that troublesome left lane.
Picture perfect form. Stands on 1 foot there, posts up the shot.
And that's about as emotional as she's going to get, at least right now.
At least right now. Tenth frame, she's down 9. She needs a strike to take the lead. And strike 9 spare will force Georgia to throw the first strike in the 10th.
And off to her left, you see some of her Wichita State teammates right there in the black shirts. But all they can do is root. There we go, bucket. And now Georgia Drews is probably sitting there doing the math, as you are.
And basically Jazz still has to make this bucket and fill 10. She needs 9 to make Georgia mark in the 10th. Just wide right. This left lane has gotten tighter down lane. Both players have had a little bit more trouble getting the ball to finish on that lane than the right lane.
chopped off everything but the 5. So the first mistake of the match by either player comes at arguably the worst possible time. And that's all Georgia Drews has to do. And she's off 3 strikes in a row. And Georgia Drews is 7 pins away from knocking off the 2-time Player of the Year. It gets there all right. 7-pin can wobble, but it doesn't have to go down. Georgia Drews has knocked off the top seed and the #1 ranked player in women's college bowling with a strong performance. Now she'll battle Elise Bolton for the championship of the USBC Intercollegiate Women's Singles.